Is it possible to make money gambling on the blockchain? So hear me out. Before we go any further, we've all heard about gambling on Web 2.0. We've heard about gambling on the blockchain. So what's so special about what I'm going to introduce to you guys today? Normal gambling, you bet on one thing and then somebody else bets on another thing. Usually there's a middleman, the casino, the bookkeeper, the bookies, whatever, etc. Today, however, I'm going to talk to you about something called VaultBet's automatic market making API. So the VaultBet market making, why is it the smart move? I was sent over this article and I was asked to review it. So I'm going to review it and kind of give you guys an unbiased and realistic expectation of the way a market making API works. So the traditional bookie formula is there's a bookie or a bookmaker, if you want to be a little bit more formal. And what they do is they make a profit off of both of the odds, often referred to as the vig or overrun. Some markets, they can go as high as 30%. Basically, one guy bets on one outcome and then another guy bets on another outcome. In between, there's a guy that's making the deal, and that guy is both of those guys' enemies. There's really three players and not just two. The traditional bookmakers generate this profit and they set their odds unchallenged, and then they engage in further market manipulation by banning winning bettors, limiting how much that can be cashed out, how much you can't be cashed out. So that's good for them as they make more profit, but it's not good for the regular betting person. VaultBet solves this issue by providing a fair and trustless marketplace for sports betting. Making profits on betting in VaultBet is easier compared to traditional sports books, as you are not betting against hostile counterparty, but against the other bettors or traders for an even playing field. So decentralized betting, decentralized gambling, basically what it does is it removes the middleman, it replaces it for a much smaller fee that's around 2%, and then both parties basically bet against each other. So what is the problem? What is going on here? The problem is they still need liquidity. Where does the liquidity come from? And that's where this new feature comes in. You can basically become the house on VaultBet. So the market maker bot on VaultBet allows sports bettors to supercharge their trading and profits by automating the process. The market maker bot plugs in directly into VaultBet's backend and allows you to offer odds to take bets on a wide array of markets throughout the programmatic trading running 24/7. What does that mean? It means you basically become a bookie. Traditionally, like I said, the bookies charge something like 30% in their edge or their vig overround. With VaultBet, there's a much smaller 2% commission that allows market makers to make significant profit over time. So why would you do this? Why would you build on VaultBet? The reason that you would build on VaultBet is because you can provide liquidity to the markets 24/7 as cost efficiently as possible. The reason it can run this efficient is because it's running on ICP, but not ICP by itself, but ICP using HTTPS outcalls. This means VaultBet basically connects to the real internet, talks to it, and that's how it can run so fast. So here is the actual VaultBet website. They have things like sportbook, lottery, and arcade. I'll go later to the arcade and lottery. Right now we're looking at the sportbook. In the sportbook, you basically have bets like the Detroit Tigers versus the Los Angeles Angels. You can bid for the Detroit Tigers, you can bid for the Los Angeles Angels, and basically there is no bookie in between. The bookie in between will be created by the market making API. This is where you come in if you want to provide liquidity for this API. Now, I am not a developer and I'm probably going to butcher this in order to tell you how it works, but I'll try to go into it swiftly to explain kind of how do you set up this market making API. Basically, the API is divided into two sections. The first section is the game controller section. This is the database that contains the information about the current and past events hosted on the platform and information about closed bets. The second section is the order book. Each active event on the platform has an order book canister associated with it. The order book for each event contains information regarding live bets. The order book is used to place new bets and cancel existing unmatched bets. So it's divided into those two parts. In order to install it, this is more a developer thing. Again, I might butcher this, but I will explain it for developers. You basically have a couple of requirements. You can go to their GitHub and download the API template. Then you need to install a few packages on your machine to be able to get started. DFX version 0.19, MOPS CLI version 0441, Node version 18 or greater, and IC Blast. On top of this, you will also need the ability to deploy a canister on the internet computer mainnet. Again, this is not my cup of tea. This is not exactly what I understand, but any of you that are developers, I will post a link below so you can look at the specific instructions and you can set up your own market making API. So at this point, you're probably wondering, well, Victor, what are the fees? Do we have to pay for this? So I know most people are used to paying large fees in order to connect to APIs of other platforms in Web 2.0. And this is true. Most other platforms, they either don't give you access to their backend API or you have to pay some big bucks for it. With VaultBet, what they did is they launched an NFT, and the NFT is called the Market Maker NFT. Holders of the Market Maker NFT are basically able to pay zero commission on all trades. What does this mean? This means you're paying nothing if you hold the NFT. Assuming there is enough volume, this NFT is completely worth it for any developer that wants to make a backend API automatic market making bot on VaultBet. Now, if you want to find where these are available for sale, they're available for sale at the funded marketplace. Some people have already bought these, so these are listings for reselling. As of the making of this video, the cheapest one is 29 ICP, and then some of them go to 32 ICP, 35 ICP, up to 1000 ICP. I think the regular trend in the market is somewhere from 29 ICP to 40 ICP is kind of around what they look like for the cost. So again, you basically can do this for free by paying a small fee on all of your transactions and you connect to it and it runs fine, or you can buy their market making NFT and pay a 0% fee. So whatever it is that you're looking for, if you're a developer, let's say you don't want to spend any money up front, well, connect to the backend API, pay a small fee. You're not going to get the most out of it, but you'll be able to still provide liquidity using a market making API bot. And if you do want to spend a little bit of money, for as little as 29 ICP, you can hold that NFT, and by holding that NFT, you basically connect to the backend and pay zero fees. This is completely worth it if there is enough volume. So assuming VaultBet picks up, a lot of people start participating in sports betting and other prediction markets, then these NFTs, market making NFTs and market making API can be completely worth it. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. Again, I think this is a wonderful opportunity for anyone that A, has a little bit of capital and they want to play around with it without actually gambling, and B, for those of you that are developers and actually know how to connect to a backend API. If you fit both of those characteristics, you're a developer, you have some capital, well, congratulations, you can be a market making, liquidity provider, market making API bot for VaultBet. I'm VictorICP, catch you next time.